there anything you got from their game that can help you develop? I know they're on the opposite end. Is there anything that can help you? You got from their game that helped you?
Yeah. So just being closer to Jameer, playing on offense and blocking for him. He's a fantastic teammate, and I admire his work ethic and how he shows up, and he stays quiet, but he does his job over and over again. And I try to model that in my own game.
What were your battles like with Chris Braswell in practice with you?
Me and Braswell went at it a little bit there for a couple years. He's a great player, strong as hell, physical. He loves to take on pulling guards, tight ends, fullbacks, whatever. He looks forward to that, and that's something that I kind of look forward to as well. So I like to say iron sharpens iron.
Have you met with Tampa here at the Combine?
Not yet, no sir.
What would it be like to go up against Chris again in practice in Tampa?
I think it'd be awesome. I love Tampa. We played there for the bowl game against Michigan. Very good city, great environment. I think it'd be a blessing.
What did you learn working with Bill O'Brien at Alabama?
Bill O'Brien was a mastermind, but he has a sense of humor that only some people get, and I was one of those people. So every day was constant laughter, but at the same time, he taught me a lot of things in terms of the transition from high school to college, just kind of learning the next level of football and terminology, and really getting a feel for the game. And after working with him, the game slowed down a lot for me, so that transition was easy.
Did he talk to you at all about some of the stuff he did with the Patriots and that offense?
Yeah. So he talked to me about how he had a lot of experience with the fullback in New England, and I think with Heath Evans, and he was actually the only offensive coordinator that I was able to line up in the I formation with. So, like I said, just being able to work with that guy, special experience.
Have you met with the Patriots at all?
Yes, sir.
Formal, informal?
Informal.
How was it?
It was good.
And teams as a whole, are they talking about tight end, fullback, both?
A little bit of both. Some see me as kind of a third tight end, kind of goal line formation. Some see me as more of an H-back, and some want to use me in an I formation type role.
What role are you most comfortable in?
I'm willing to do anything. I think my versatility is one of my strengths, but at the same time, I have had a lot of practice being kind of an H-back, sniffer. So I am obviously a little bit more confident doing that just because of reps.
Do you find the coaches that were former players kind of appreciate the throwback nature of your game, Robbie?
100%.
Who have you, talked to, that have maybe emphasized that love for what you do?
Well, I mean, you'll kind of see it now, having informals with coaches that played the game back in an era where fullbacks were more of a common thing. They definitely have a little bit of a gleam in their eye when they talk to me and kind of talk about the glory days.
Did you, by chance, talk to Dan Campbell? Seems like he might be a guy that sees you that way.
I have not gotten to talk to Coach Campbell yet.
You were described as built like an iron worker who has a squat rack in his garage. Any of that true?
I would agree with that, yes, sir.
Did you see
I take that as a huge compliment.
I'm sorry?
I take that as a huge compliment. Thank you.
Had you seen that comment before he brought it up?
No, sir.
I saw it this morning. I was just wondering, when you see something like that, it's such a creative way to describe a player. I don't know, what kind of feelings do you have about it?
I think I just take it as a compliment, and as far as that comment, I've had a lot of help to get to where I am today with Coach Ballou. Really helping me with my lower body strength and my build, and I just I wear that as a badge of honor, just my toughness and my physicality.
Robbie, can you?
Playing football, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Why is that? What kind of influences did you have?
I couldn't tell you. It's got to be something in the water in Rock Hill, because we just keep pumping guys out. So, and I've been fortunate to work with a lot of past pros, Mason Rudolph, Cordero Patterson, and they all kind of come back and invest in the community and kind of help the kids that are coming out the next level.
You
So,
worked a lot with Mason.
yes, sir.
In what way? And how close are you to him?
I'm pretty close with Mason. I text him every now and then. Anytime I need some advice on something, he's more than willing to reach out. We used to work out a little bit back when I was still living in Rock Hill. But he's
Squat rack?
actually at Rawlinson Road Middle School's football field. Yes, sir.
What is Michigan getting in Justice Haynes, and what's maybe a starting report on him?
Where's Michigan? Is he going to Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay, that's news to me. I kind of tune out the whole transfer portal deal. But yeah, Justice is a very talented young player. He's proved that he can be successful in the SEC. So he's a great teammate. Love blocking for him. I think his skills will translate very well over to Michigan.
Can you talk about your relationship with CJ and going through this NFL Combine process with him?
It's a blessing to have CJ here with me. That's my brother. We've been through it, through the ups and the downs. He's done a lot for me, and I'm very proud of that kid and everything he's been through. But all the work that we've done behind the scenes that nobody's seen, it's just very special to be able to share a moment, an opportunity like this with a guy that's done so much for me.
Can you describe his skill set for me?
CJ's tough as hell. I like to say I'm the toughest player on the field, but if I'm not, he is. Whatever the task is, he's not going to back down from it. He's an athletic freak. There's really nothing that I've seen that kid that he can't do.
Do you like playing fullback? And do you want to carry the ball?
Oh, yeah.
So we'll talk about playing fullback and what you like about it.
So, I don't have too much experience in terms of practicing and getting reps in fullback. Early on in my career, I was just thrown into situations where I would line up in the I form, and I was just a natural blocker, so I kind of figured it out on my own. But very eager to work with NFL staff at the next level that is willing to teach me kind of the fundamentals of the position and learn how to be more natural at it. But I love playing it, and it gives me a way to translate my physicality on the field.
Robbie, you talked about being tough and being the toughest guy on the field. What is the root of your toughness?
Just kind of the game time environment. I like to think of when I'm putting on my helmet and my shoulder pads, kind of the gladiator mindset, and using the emotions that are flowing through me into physically dominating my opponent for 60 minutes in a football game. And that's kind of how I express my physicality through that manner.
In terms of about being physical and just being a huge guy, you've shown a lot of aggressive plays when you played at Alabama. Do you think that's an advantage when you're going against those big, tough guys on defense?
Definitely. I think that's just the nature of playing in Alabama. You're recruited there for a reason, and you're not scared of a challenge. And I'm somebody that I don't like to be in the spotlight, but I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty either. So I just embrace that role and do it to the best of my abilities.
What goes into that mindset of not wanting to be in the spotlight? Because obviously a lot of tight ends, receivers, position or skill positions want to be getting all the big plays and big catches. Is that something you pride yourself on? And what I guess similar to what he said, what's the root of that mindset and what goes into that?
I think the root of that mindset is just thriving in a team environment. Football is such a team sport, and you got to have those guys on your team, whether you like it or not. And just going back to me care more for my teammates than I care about myself. Whatever role I need to do to help see my teammates succeed, I'm more than willing to do that.
Maybe admires the wrong word, but when you look at guys in the pros that kind of fit what you do, who do you look at stylistically that plays the way you like to play the game?
I got a lot of respect for Patrick Ricard. He's doing a lot of great things in Baltimore, and I've had a lot of guys kind of compare me to him in terms of play style. But I've been training with Lee Smith as well, and going back and watching some of his tape, that dude was a monster. So if I could take some things out of his game and implement them into mine, that'd be great.
I know you said you like being in the background, you don't need the ball, but is Is there a part of you that's looking for maybe the drill portion of the company where you can show maybe you have a little bit more athleticism, a little untapped potential as a guy that can do stuff with the ball?
Oh yeah, I got very reliable hands, I like to say. So you throw a ball at me, I'll catch it.
Our coaches talking, our NFL coaches talking about moving you fullback.
Yes, a little bit of everything. Yes, sir.
What's the special teams experience you got, Robbie, and how much do you maybe enjoy that element of the game?
So I started on punt team for 3 years, KOR for 3 years, and PAT field goal all 4 years. And I loved my role on all 3 aspects that I played. But looking forward to this next step. I'm willing to play whatever special teams the coaches put me on. And if that's my role, I'll do it to the best of my ability.
Whenever you get a chance to hit somebody, right?
That's right.
You went through a coaching change in college. What about that transition of a coaching change do you believe to prepare you for this next level and experiencing another set of new coaches?
So being at Bama, the nature of the job is you see a lot of new faces. Something I like to joke about, I had 7 tight end coaches in my time, unofficial tight end coaches in my tenure at Alabama. But just going through that process, and from head coach Nick Saban to Coach DeBoer, you learn to adapt to new coaching styles, and you learn to see kind of why they do what they do, and you look at the success that they have having their certain techniques and styles. So being able to go through that transition will definitely help at the next level, because I'm going to be learning a whole new scheme, going through a whole new staff again. So that's just the nature of the job. You just got to be good at it.
I just talked to CJ, who brought up the fact that you guys are rooming together here and have been able to be roommates a lot during road trips over the last few years. How does it feel to have like that much of a comfortable face here that you know pretty well?
Oh, it's outstanding. Like I was saying before, just having a guy that I've gone through so much with here, it means the world to me. And funny thing about that, so we roomed together the last 2 years at Bama. So we got our hotel room set up exactly like we set it up before game day. So it's a sense of normalcy for sure.
Is there any form of competitiveness going into the drills tomorrow with him specifically, or any of your Alabama teammates?
Yeah. Me and CJ love to push each other in the weight room, so I'm sure we'll be there, trying to make each other better, get better results, especially on that bench press. Let's see what we put up.
Any number prediction you have for yourself?
Me and CJ are going for 60 combined, so that's a lot.
Are you going to do the heavy lifting of that 60?
We'll see. We'll see. He may have me by a couple reps, but I'll do my best.
Do you have a favorite?
I go, okay. Touching on your, let's say, junkyard dog mentality in the block game, on film it almost seems like you have more excitement after a big block than you do scoring. Would you say 100%. That checks out?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you have a favorite story with your 2 years with CJ, or a favorite moment with CJ? That was probably a lot, but...
Yeah, we got a lot of stories we can't get into here on camera, but I'd say one that just comes to mind immediately in that Auburn game. We had a monster pancake together. We drove a guy about 20 yards off the field out of bounds, and just looking at each other and high-fiving after that. It's just kind of what we do.
How do you guys feed off each other's energy?
Like ham and egg.
Can you tell us about some teams you've met with so far?
Repeat that.
Can you tell us a few teams you've met with so far?
Okay. I've met obviously with the Chargers and the Ravens. Just being kind of blue collar football teams, they like my play style. Talked with the Seahawks a little bit as well. I've kind of talked with everybody. I haven't had a formal interview, but I've kind of started to develop some good relationships. So excited to see where it goes in the next round of informals tonight.